presentation live. And I'm going to tell you in a moment what's happening. And what I'd like to do is imagine that we're actually going to begin a broadcast. So what I really want to do is get everything working. By the way, I have an awful lot of light streaming in on me here, which makes it very hot on my face. As you can see, it's well overexposed, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. It improves a little as the camera warms up, but the camera is warmed up. Now, are you getting audio? And the only way I know that is if bouncing over in the input audio. Let me see, input video. I don't seem to be able to tell. My hope is that you are getting the audio from this. So, do I have any way of knowing that you're getting audio? I'm getting some kind of audio indication that it's taking up bandwidth, but that's all I'm getting. So, my sense is if we're really going to do a broadcast, we should get going well in advance and make sure everything is checked out so we're actually on the air the way we are now. And then as we lead up to the actual event, what I could probably do is put up some color bars. So you're seeing some color bars. And when we're ready to begin, we'll do a kind of a countdown. And we're live. So that gives you an idea of how we might be able to start one of these events. And so I can talk to you. Let me tell you a little bit about what's going on here. I'm going to put up right up here a little bit of a sign telling you what is the chain of bits of software I'm using to be able to stream this right now. As you can see, this is being managed through BoinxTV, which is a fairly capable bit of software, really good for coming to a... But what it doesn't do is stream to the internet. So I need to run it through another piece of software called CamTwist. And one of the problems I've had is I really didn't have all the alignments in CamTwist. CamTwist is running now, but I don't need to look at it. I don't really need to even think about it a whole lot. But I'm really grateful to the folks at CamTwist for being able to have this intermediary. This is by Adobe's Flash Live Encoder. And this is a daunting piece of equipment. It seems to be a necessary piece in this whole chain. If you're hearing me, it's actually audio from that camera. And the camera, just so you know, is a CC3000E. It's a Logitech device, and one of the advantages is it's got zoom and tilt, which is very nice. I'm not going to be using it in this broadcast, but if I was doing a streaming event in a room full of people, I could zoom in. It's an optical 10-power zoom. And if we were doing a video conference and we had other people, the microphone is actually very much like a speakerphone. It can pick up everything in the room. So the audio isn't what I call very high quality. It's certainly better than speakerphone. But it does pick up the room very nicely, and the other thing is if there's incoming audio, they don't at all. So those are the bits and pieces for this, and really what I'm hoping is for the bandwidth that I have, just so you know, it's 0.8 megabits per second upload speed, which is, for Bowen Island, reasonably quick, but for streaming is rather pathetic. So I can't really do high definition, even the low-grade 720p. What I'm doing here is cutting it down to 720 wide, so that we have 16 by 9 format, but it's only 400 high, and standard definition is even 480 or 520, so this is somewhat less quality than standard definition, but legitimate widescreen. It should be all right. We did put up with standard definition for a long time, and it looked pretty good. And what I want to do now, a little sign here, go away, thank you. And let me hold up something with some type on it. I'm going to hold up a book. Guess what? It's my book. But I want you to be able to see how easy it is to be able to read that. And I've got some rather large writing on the back here. You should be able to read that fairly clearly. And does that amount to an ad that I just did? If you're interested in how to run an organization, you might find that. Well, that's the end of our experiment. I'm going to put up the color bars in a few seconds, and then I'll start shutting down the bits and pieces. So if this worked, it actually, I'm hoping it will be the best of the experiment able to do with this, and I want to see if we're even close to being able to run a streamed event this way. Did I tell you who I am? I have lower thirds, which I have control over. I don't need my hand to make it go away. It's automatic, and it's easy to put up a whole lot of lower thirds for a bunch of people. Having a panel discussion or something like that, I could do the other names really easily and identify the people as they spoke. And I've got a whole bunch of other toys, and to find out more about those toys, you'll have to go to BoinxTV and see how that all works. My hope is to be able to use this for live streaming real events. That's my experiment for today. It's Sunday, March the 22nd. It's Pacific Daylight Time. It's 25 minutes past 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Sunday, and the year is 2015. Thank you very much for watching.